So, um, hey everyone. Today we will be talking about one of like the most important relationship topic, and it is red flag versus green flag, and how to spot the differences early in your relationship. So, have you ever thought about how many times you've been in a relationship and you're thinking everything is perfect, only to realize later on that you've missed the warning signs, and maybe you've actually let someone go that was really, really amazing. So today we're going to be diving into, some of the signs to look out for, when you are either, if you're in a relationship, get into a relationship, or if you're trying to like advise someone, these are kind of the things we're going to be spotting out today. So next we're gonna be introducing ourselves. I'm gonna be starting with myself. My name is Flowelt. Um, I am based in Canada. I'll say no city specifically, but yes, over to you.
Hi, Flo. Thanks for this. I'll say I'm very excited. So first, my name is Oluwaseun. I'm located in Vancouver, in British Columbia. It's beautiful here. Not too cold. What more can I say? I'm excited. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do this. Okay, um, so let's talk about, why spotting red flag or green flag in, early in a relationship is important. But let me get what you have to say. Like, why do you think it's important that we talk about this, we emphasize on it? Like, why is this important?
Great question. Great question. You know, um, these are pretty much clear indications which you got in how healthy a relationship is going to look like, between a man and a woman, or you name it. So
Mhm.
could be red flag, could be green flags. And I'll say these are, like I mentioned, signs, indication, which people pretty much, a lot of people do ignore. um it's pretty much tells you what the potential outcome will look like in your relationship, if it's going to be healthy or not. So let's dive into this. Let's go.
Yeah, so actually, like you're right, like spotting, these flags, right, early in a relationship, it will save us from the like an example, the very high divorce rate or heartbreaks. There's so many heartbreaks everywhere. you you're gonna save yourself from heartbreaks if you can spot this early, right? So try to like help you heal before you even get injured, pretty much, right?
Pretty much builds you
Okay.
for success as well, and it kind of tells you what kind of relationship you're getting into. It makes you
Mm-hmm.
understand, what your partner is made of, their personality, your true identity of this person. So
Totally.
but the unfortunate thing is a lot of people do ignore these indications.
That's a problem, right?
Yeah.
You know, you'll be seeing signs with your two eyes. You'll be like, oh, don't worry, we can deal with this. We'll make this work. Anyway, we're going to be diving into what the signs are to us, as we go along. But I want, I'll call you Olua because that's the name that we have on our screen.
That's so good. Yeah.
Olua, but that Olua name sounds like. Okay, so one of the things I want us to talk about is like, let's talk about, I know you mentioned something like, community. So talk about like our community, how this, is there any, do we have any struggle? Like, just tell us something around this topic.
Absolutely, absolutely. A community like the black community here in Canada. I wouldn't just say here in Canada. I think globally, it's a massive struggle, and a lot of people get into relationship and get very excited about the good part of relationship. People don't take the time to look at the key indications if people are
Hmm.
compatible. And people just go with the flow, and unfortunately, some people end up the wrong path. Ideally, you want to get into a relationship with someone and be for success as well. Pretty much, you want to ensure You understand, this person, how is
Mm-hmm.
he communicating with you? What is his long term plan? How intentional is this individual as well? How does it treat you? How does it treat people?
Yeah.
You got to look at all these indications to determine, if this is good for you. And some people do ignore these things, and like as well, people some people change, some people are very reluctant as well. So
I know I
some people,
mentioned people
people also
say,
feel, oh, you can change people. People tend to change if they only choose to change. You can't change people, you know so that's it. So like I
so
said, but you got in the community as well, it's a big struggle. We have a lot of learning to do. I think we have a
oh,
lot of learning to do, and also we got to collaborate and you know collaborate and see what's how we could do things better.
totally. So let me comment on our chat so that people can send their questions in as we go along. Okay, one of the things I want to mention at this point is for this particular conversation, I will be coming more from a very Christian and biblical
Sorry, Flo. I
angle.
think your
Sorry.
face. I'm not sure if your camera is on though. You can look it up.
Uh,
Yeah,
do you see me now?
I do see you, but I don't think the people watching live can see you. So if you wanna,
I think they do. I can see my Instagram from this
okay,
other side.
okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, but let me actually just quickly check my YouTube just in case I am not like a black screen somewhere. What else can I even check though? Let's see. Sorry guys, one sec. Let's just confirm that we are. And if anyone is live, can you just confirm that you can see me? If you can.
I think you can look up the comment section as well. So
Yeah, I'm trying to look. Yeah, the comment section. Yeah, I haven't seen any comments yet. Let's see. Okay, actually, let me see. Why is my YouTube loading? Oh, actually, I can see myself, so
oh,
it's working.
fantastic. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
go.
all right. So we can go ahead. So, um, Olua was talking about we're talking about like the community, like the struggles that we have. So there is definitely a need to have this conversation. Now, I was mentioning that I will be coming from a more Christian and biblical angle where we have conversations around red flag, green flag. You know, now it just reminded me of like red light, green light, but that's okay. I do have a personal story to share. Now, we asked about the question of why is it important to really spot this early on in a relationship. Now, it is good to spot it, but there are situations where you can't really see the flag. That's the problem. What do you do? Now that ties into a particular story of mine. Honestly, it's like I don't have eyes. I was not seeing any flag at all. There was no green, there was no red, there was no yellow. So this is what happened. So I was dating this very like Christian guy. Like we were in a choir together. We were singing, praising God. Everything was like good. And it was such a really cute guy that obviously when you have a very handsome guy in the choir, all the girls in the choir are like onto him. So the guy asked me out. I was excited. Oh my God, I'm such a special girl. I accepted the whole thing. Then we started dating. I think in a way we were seeing each other more often, even during choir meetings. Everything was really fine. Anyway, long and short of the story is, um, like we just there was it was a very Christian relationship, which means that we're very biblical about it. There was no extramarital sex and all of that involved inside. We're like, this is what God wants, so on and so forth. Then I think that was the period I was
If you want me,
that was the
okay,
period I was
I'll
about
have to
to.
jump in as well if you don't mind. So you
Let me
talked
just finish
about.
the whole thing, then you can put your input. So that was the period I was about to come to Canada. So anyway, so I finally came to Canada and I got a call from no, actually before I came to Canada, I met this girl that used to be like we went to the same university. We pretty much stayed in the same place, right, in the hostel. So we reconnected. I got her number, so on and so forth. All of a sudden, I was in Canada like my first few months, and I got a call. I'm like, so this girl called me, and she was like, Fluent, why are you dating my boyfriend? Blah 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 blah. You are very stupid. You are very this. I was like, I don't understand. Who is your boyfriend? Apparently, this supposed guy in the choir was dating this girl. Why, you know, he was dating me. I could not spot any flag. Now, so I want to have conversation on what happens when you can't really spot any flag. Like, how do we get in there now? So go ahead.
Sorry, if I just wanted to get a question again. So what happened if you don't spot the flag? So I think you didn't. Okay,
So
is
in this
that what you
situation,
asked? Was
no
that what you
spot
asked?
flag. There was no red flag. There was no there was no bad. Like it was a really good guy, but obviously, like I couldn't picture the fact that there was multiple people in the situation.
So here's the thing. Like I think being in a relationship as well, you get to learn about your partner while you're in the relationship. So I talking about red flag. It's something you identify while you're in while you're in the relationship. You're getting to know the person, from a different perspective as well. Um, I'll just say, look, different thing works for different people, and
Hmm.
you got to have your own principle, your own, what are the principle and the things you don't want to compromise with, and you'll see these things in this partner of yours. Is it intentional? How does it, like I said, does it treat you good? Does it treat people good? Um, is he very is he combative? Is he aggressive? Is he does it lack effective communication? How does it treat you emotionally as well? You'll see these things. I wouldn't say people want to just disguise, and you'll see these things. And even if you don't
But
see
some
it at the
people are
early
really
stage,
very good at hiding things,
yeah, if you
though.
don't see that early stage, there's things you can work with. You see certain indications, and you be like, okay, well, this might not be good for you at this point in time, but these are things your man can work on, and it all depends. That's all I just say.
Okay.
But there are things that you just can't. That it's a deal breaker for you. Like, say someone is a serial cheat, or someone is very aggressive, is a violent person. It's up to you.
Serious-
Like the indications are there. Do you want to go into a relationship with such an individual?
Mhm.
So that's it. Different people with different situations. So it all depends on what your principles are and how you intend to go about it.
Yeah, like it's a really scary situation that like maybe it's just me. Some people are very innocent. They kind of take everything that you give to them and you just tell them, oh, I'm a very good guy or I'm a very good girl. They kind of just take it in. But anyway, let's move further to like let's explain. So when we say red flag, what does red flag mean and what does green flag mean? So let's just have that defined. Then we can now start going into, like the next question.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay, cool. I think I touched on that as well. These are just pretty much warning or indications which you got in, potential problems in a relationship as well. Like pretty much tells you if you're building for success, if you're building a health, you're gonna have a healthy relationship or not. So that's more from a red flag perspective. So when it comes to green light, so green light is pretty much these are positive signs or positive behavior you see in your partner, which you feel very excited about, and you feel like, oh, you love this quality in this individual.
Yeah.
This individual is pretty much very supportive, is very intentional, is very honest, very modest, is very caring, and he pretty much wants you in his life. He pretty much gets you involved in anything he does. He's very open minded as well. Um, and it talks about you and everything in his life. He gets you involved in his plans. You know, those are good indication. And also, if you want to involve being from a biblical point of view as well, how spiritual is individual as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, you and I think you being a spiritual person as well, you tend to feel this spiritually to an extent, and
Mm.
it,
It's like those are led by the
to an
spirit.
extent,
Ah,
I don't know, like to an extent you get to feel this, and
someone said this to me, and someone
but
said,
sometimes people get very excited as well. You know, you want to take it
"Yeah,
gradually, you want to take it gradually, and at the same time, you know, just be optimistic at the same time. Do your due diligence. That's what I say.
okay." So someone said, "I really like do your due diligence." Someone said, "Because you went to the spiritual angle, so I'm going to come there first." It says, "He who finds a wife has found a good thing." Now, what the person was trying to say is, God did not say, "I will find a wife for you." He said, "He who finds." So, you're doing your due diligence, you're being led by the Spirit, but don't go and go back and start blaming God because you found at the end of the day. So, from my own definition, like red flag, I have written here. So, red flags are warning signs that something is off in a relationship. If you notice
Hmm.
this behavior early, don't ignore them. They usually get worse over time. So, the earlier you spot them, the better. Then green flags, these are signs that you have found someone emotionally matured, respectful, and capable of building a healthy relationship. Like you said, Oluwa, like the relationship, the partner is getting you involved. It's a partnership, right? It's not like two separate people trying to do their own thing. So
Um,
yeah, so
before as well, just to say this as well,
mhm,
let's get this straight out there. No one is perfect, right? Like I
yeah,
mentioned, you being in a relationship pretty much means you're gonna be working on yourself. Your partner gonna be working on himself as well. But in the relationship, there are things you just condone. There are things you just don't want to get yourself in. When like I said earlier as well, you're saying your values are different. For example, like are you willing to compromise your certain things? This is a red flag as well. You're saying your man is an is an atheist, or what's it called, and you're a strong believer, from a religious point of view. Do you think you can work with such? Is
hmm,
that compatibility there? So that's an example as well. Like and like I said again, people imperfect. At the same time, there are things you can work with. That there are indications where you see, but you be like, okay, well, I can work with this
agree with
person if
it.
this person is
Yeah,
willing to change as well. So um
yeah, totally. Um, so our next question is: so why do people ignore the red flags, and what are the consequences if they do?
okay. Yeah, people ignore this indication first, mainly because they're pretty much excited. Sometimes people get into a relationship for various reasons. If you get into a relationship for the wrong reasons, you ignore these indications, so pretty
Mm-hmm.
much set you up for failure as well for the long term. So um, you find yourself in a situation whereby you're enduring certain things which it's going to be a problem for you in the long term. um it's just best for you to either take a work or you try to work things out with this person if it's something you both can
Yeah,
improve on. So those are the things I'll say just briefly. People ignore this indication, and if you get into this for the wrong reason, unfortunately, you're building yourself for failure.
totally. So, sometimes, I'm gonna use my example, like my situation as an example. The red flag was there, but I just didn't see it. I just assumed that everything was fine, everything was perfect. So some of the reasons why people would ignore red flags are: number one, emotional attachment. Because when the emotions are already there, you you're no longer thinking with your head. You're seeing some things, but you're no longer like thinking. You just kind of like, okay, oh, I love this person. That's what all that matters. No, in this age and time, people will tell you, even the people that have been married for like maybe 30, 40 years, love is not enough
Enough.
to
Yep.
keep relationship and marriage. You need to go beyond the love, right? So another reason should be like hope for change, because you're thinking, oh, this person would change. It's okay. Let's just kind of observe it. You see that someone is shouting on top of your head, like you're in public, they are screaming on you. You be like, this person will change. Someone that is screaming on you today will scream on you tomorrow. Then we also have that fear of being alone. So people don't want to be alone. That's a reason why you'll be like, you know what? Even if he or even if she is this way, even if she doesn't do this or she doesn't do that, it's okay. I don't want to be alone, so I will just stick to this whole thing. Then we have the part of the cultural and society pressure, and some of the consequences can be like it's a toxic relationship, and you just keep going on and on in this whole toxic cycle, and the relationship can even end up being abusive. So those are consequences, and you also have emotional distress, because if someone is very on and off, yeah, in a
Not
relationship,
consistent as well.
yeah, consistency is not there in their behavior, in their attitude. Like there are situations, like, there's situations like, let's talk about like someone like the abuse. Like someone will, I've seen people like maybe neighbors when I was growing up, like the guy will, you know, or they're not even married. Like the guy will beat his girlfriend, the girlfriend will pack out of the house, the girlfriend, before you know,
Hey,
the next week the girlfriend is
hey.
back into the
So
house.
so that's a no no. That's a no no there. Like that's
So
just
this is are
toxic.
the things.
Yeah, that's toxic. Like
Those
nah.
are the
That
consequences, right? It
yeah, that's
becomes
that's
toxic.
toxic. Like you're not.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like nah.
totally.
It's a no no. Like they're not compatible. Unfortunately.
That's what you said.
Oh yes, like you're getting physical. You're getting combative. It's a no no. I don't think nah. This is a that's a strong indication there. Like what are you as a lady? What are you doing there?
So that's the thing. People ignore these signs,
Yeah, but why
right?
would you want to ignore such sign? Like you're getting battered all because of love, and you think you can endure that for the rest of your life. Like,
Oh, obviously, it
the
doesn't
way we
last.
think is also different as a human. Like
It doesn't last long
as
for
a
sure.
man, yeah, as a man, obviously we're wired differently as well. So, I don't know why any lady would want to stay in such relationship.
Totally. So
I don't
let's go
know.
to the next one. So it's talking about the role of culture, like upbringing
Culture
or
value
personal
as well.
experience in shaping our views on relationships. So what do you think? How does culture influence this thing? How does the upbringing of the person, or how does the personal experience of the person involved? How does it shape their view on relationship?
First, I think culture is evolving, and a lot of things have changed. I'll say it's a big struggle as well. Like coming in from Africa and coming into the West here, you're trying to you know you're trying to combine setting the culture. It's a little bit um dicey there in terms of you're trying to balance both, but definitely I think we as African as well, we hold onto our cultural value, and I think that pretty much shapes us into what we have today, and also from a relationship point of view as well. um like I said, relationship culture is evolving, and I think
Yeah.
people also need to evolve as well in terms of how they see things as well. um People have different role models. So what works for your role model might not work for you. So
Oh,
you'll you're the one wearing the shoe, so you gotta do what works for you, what's best for you. At the same time, like I said again, there are things you can work with, and there are things you don't want to pursue. You don't want to prolong. There, like no one is perfect. Yeah, if there are things that your man or your partner your lady is lacking, might be a red flag, but there's room for improvement, right? You can help this person out. The person can help you out as well, and the person is willing to change. That can also shape you up for success as well. So for me, now cultural value, in terms of our beliefs, religion, tribe, you name it, how a man is meant to treat a woman as well. I think in general, this value pretty much, prepare you for, for such situation as well. So, um, that's what I'll say for from a cultural point of view as well.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, because culture will influence how people view relationship. Like people that come from, I know that there's a place like people that come from. I might be wrong, but I heard that in India, the way they get married is different. Like the woman gets to pay the bride price. Like I said, I might be wrong. I need to do my research. But where am I going to? Like it's a part of the world, the culture will influence how relationships are viewed. Even religion too. Like we know that we have let's use Africa as an example. We have like the Christian religion and we also have like the Muslim religion too. Like there are some things that are not flagged as a red flag, in a Muslim religion because religion allows it. For example, like marry more than one wife if you can afford it, pretty much, right? Anyway, I know that these days nobody even needs to afford it again, so people just go ahead. But that's kind of what from the Muslim friends I have and conversations I've had with them, they're like, yes, it permits it only if the guy can treat the woman
Equally.
equally, which is impossible. That's what they say. Anyway,
Polygamy, right?
sorry,
Polygamy.
from a Muslim perspective.
Yeah, so that's yeah, polygamy. So I don't think it's just about finance. You see people that are not well doing
So I'm talking about what
financially.
the Quran says.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Quran
That's
kind
what
of
they said the
yeah,
Quran
it's
says.
allowed in the older Quran as
But
well.
it's
So
allowed on the condition that they can treat the two women or the three or four women the
and how's that
same way.
possible?
The same amount of love, the same
How's
amount of
that
money,
possible?
the same amount of this. Like half of my brain is thinking of this
Yeah, I don't
one
want to
guy.
get controversial there, but like it's a very common practice
Okay, so
back in
another
Africa as well.
perspective is like the Christian one. Like Christians are of the opinion that, oh, these are things, these are signs for relationship. Like the person has to be spiritually inclined. If
Right.
not, it's a red flag. So red flag can be culturally restricted, can be restricted in the religious part of it. But I want to talk about how upbringing can affect the way you view relationship. Do you want to say something about that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love this. I like this.
Yeah.
A person's upbringing pretty much shapes you and makes you see things in a different, in a certain way. If you grow up in an environment where you grew up in an environment where your family or your maybe your parents always very physical, you know, or you grew up in an environment where people around you don't respect women, um, that pretty much gonna shape you as a man as well when you get in a relationship. The way you treat women, um, you know, that's also like the way you treat people as well. If you're a very traditional person and you come here to the West, it's gonna be a problem for you. So I tell people, I tell like, you got to be a bit of both. You want to be traditional, you want to be westernized as well. So a bit of hybrid.
Yeah.
You want to be in a relationship as well. You want to be a partner. You want to be, helpful. You want to help your partner, in various ways. You want to add value to your partner as well. You want to elevate your partner, bringing, ensuring you're pouring into her as well. Like, you're both pouring into each other. So like I said, your upbringing determines how you how your relationship will look like. If you're someone you grow up without love, it might be difficult for you to express love to your partner, but I believe those things can
Mm.
be taught as well. Yeah. If you're willing to learn, you can definitely be more romantic as well. And these things as well. Like they say, most African men are not romantic. I don't know why, but this is something um, African men we are improving on, and we can do better as well. Our women loves it. They love being, expressing women express, good romance to them, being romantic, sorry, to them. Be intentional as well. Using love languages and I'll say as men we're learning and we could do better. I think these are things that can help us have a better relationship as well. So
Oh wow, I like that. African men are not romantic. Anyway, I believe that there's been an improvement over the last few years in their, I don't know, romantic scale. They're getting more out of those that's non-romantic bubble. But I like what you said, where you said something about if you grow up without love. That is so important, right? Because, and I think this is a really big thing. And it's growing up without love is one, or growing up not seeing how to properly love a
Love
woman.
someone, yeah. Love someone first, it's when you love people and love your woman as well.
Yeah, so or growing up without properly saying what love means, right? Because love is a whole big thing. Love is, if you want to dive into a love, it's not. But yeah, like love is just this big thing that if you don't see some things, you won't really learn. It's not about, assuming this is what it is, because what you think it is to you might not be what it is to someone.
Yeah, exactly.
So I like the perspective you said about the upbringing. So I remember, like, I have this example. So let's say someone that grows up, I'm going to use an example now. Someone that grows up in a home where, like, their mom was just a sit at home mom. She doesn't do anything. She just stays there. The car, they're ordering car from Dubai. Their, the vacation ticket is coming soon. Like, you're just really comfortable. Obviously now you're thinking relationships is all about, you want to sit down and the man will provide everything for you. Just my and you'd be like, oh, my mom sat down, she did not even hold a penny, she did not even lift her fingers. Why
Things
will
have
you make me
changed.
lift my finger?
Things have changed. Like you want to be an independent lady as well.
So you said things have changed, so let's switch it the other way around. So let's say now you grew up in a home where your mom is cooking from morning to night.
Mm-hmm.
And now you want to get married and you're like, I remember talking to someone and he was like, if I have to go to the kitchen, why did I marry you? I said, hey.
That's a wrong mentality. I'll tell you that. So and like I say, a lot of people are very traditional. A lot of men. Sorry. Um, Going to the
Or
kitchen.
women too, men are
Yeah.
traditional. To
So
feed them,
like,
feed
so
them everything.
like, so like the thing is, first, being not even cooking alone, domestic, and I'll go to cooking as well. This is just survival skill. For me as a person, I enjoy cooking. It's not a thing of a man and a woman's responsibility. If I love to cook, and when I'm opportune, I definitely can do this for my woman. Um, and that's something I think, man, we need to embrace as well. Like there's certain things we want to delegate to what's a woman's responsibility, what's a man's responsibility. I think it's more about togetherness, helping each other out. Ideally, there are things that men do, maybe more physical thing, but that's why you're the man, right? You're the head of the family. But we see this practice a lot back in Africa where, women are just they're pretty much positioned in a way that they're just useful just in a certain place, like kitchen. No, nah. They can Women are much more, you know, things have evolved. Women are much more, independent. Sorry, independent or very intelligent. They're much more. Women are very empowered today. You see women are breadwinners of today in their family. The world things have changed compared to our family, our parents' time. So, there's that equality is gradually getting there. Women are doing much better than what they used to do. So for me, um, every man should embrace, this from their partner as well. And you also see a situation whereby some men they find it very uncomfortable when the woman is making, they're financially more buoyant. I don't know. I don't think that should be an issue if you ask me. Your partner, if you have a lady that is more buoyant than you as a man, you know, like I don't see why you should why any man should have an issue with that. Yeah, some men will feel the woman might not want to be submissive, but to be honest, like if you're both working as one, you're working for the same goal. So who cares? But at the same time, you want your man to be up there, but things happen in different relationship as well. So yeah, that's just my take.
Yeah. So from your example, there's always that input of pride that can come in, which you need to look out for. If you are maybe earning more, or if you're saying a few things that say, no, how can I do this kind of thing? That's where pride is coming into. Like, how can I touch plates
They call power
or
struggle as well. You know, you get to the point where it's
yeah, there's a
power
power
struggle.
struggle there. Like you're already doing it, having a power struggle in a relationship stage. Like it's something you guys need to have conversations around.
Great, great.
Um So I'm just gonna go to the next question here. So we're gonna dive into what this red flag actually means now, right? Because we need to know what it is. We need to give examples so that people would know when they see things like this. So the first thing, so one of the questions I want to ask is, so let's discuss some of like the common red flags that people should never ignore. Like even if you're seeing it coming, don't even go there, kind of thing, right? Don't ever ignore this going forward. I do have a few list of them, but like I said, for this particular topic, I'm going to be coming from more like a Christian angle. Like as a Christian person, man or woman, these are the things that you shouldn't negotiate. But I'm going to let you, Olua, speak first. You can come from any angle, a generic angle, and just let us know these are the signs that every individual should not ignore, and these are the red flags. Please go ahead.
Yeah, great, great. To be honest, you know, I wouldn't say this is gonna be like the standard or this is there's a formula to this. Everyone has got different principles. Once again, but if you're in a relationship where you have your partner being very is a very aggressive, very violent person, thing he lacks communication with you, he doesn't respect you, um, is not trustworthy. You don't share the same value. You know, your man or your woman is not willing to invest in you. There's no emotional support as well. I think these are strong indication and it's something for you to really consider and say, hey, do I really want to get into this? Um, Also, mutual respect as well. You got to respect yourself. Individually. Um, and like I said again, people get into relationship for various reasons. What is the end goal for you as well? You know, are you working to build a family? If that's the goal, how inclusive is he with you when he's doing certain things as well? What is the plan in terms of him being open to you as well as a person? Is getting you involved in his day-to-day activities. You can feel that intention in terms of him being intentional towards you as well. It's not just about I love you, love saying you love someone, but you are not putting the actions. You gotta, like for me, like this is a strong indication with regard and red flag. You might really want to consider, and some of the red flag I did indicate as well. Um, some you can work with your partner and see if you can improve. But to be honest, for me, when it comes toxic with being physical, I tell both parties to walk away. And people just don't get physical like that. It leads to, different things leads to different things. But a man or a woman that can be that aggressive and be toxic, um, to be honest, I don't see any success on the long term. Trust me, because your kids are also gonna you're gonna influence your kids as well. If you eventually have kids, they're gonna grow up seeing their parents always fighting, being aggressive, which they're gonna pass on to the next generation as well. You want to be with someone that's got good temperament as well, someone who's understanding. Um, but like I said again, people have different principles, but you know what's best for you. But at the same time, um, you want to do your due diligence, understanding this value you're getting this this relationship you're getting into. There's a success in terms of how you want to build your relationship with your partner as well. So I think that's very few red flags. If you want to come in from a biblical point of view as well, that'd be great. So sure.
Yeah, totally. So, first of all, I'm gonna like highlight all the things you said, which in a way it still stands like it still comes into from a biblical point of view. But while you were talking, something came to mind when you said, "Oh, like if you're fighting, like that's a red flag." And the thing that came to mind is If fighting or being troublesome is a red flag, who is going to marry those people that are just all
Then
for fighting?
then they gotta work on themselves. No one wants a partner that's very combative. You gotta work on yourself. There are better ways to communicate certain things as well.
Okay,
So
awesome. Good.
yeah.
So, because some people are of the opinion, and I've heard this several times, that fighting makes the love sweet.
What? What kind
Like,
of? So when you say you can have minor, arguments, minor, misunderstanding, but when you say fight, what?
they have to be like, let's keep mileage for like 2 or 3 days,
No, that's not
they'll
healthy.
come
I'm
back
sorry.
again, and
Keeping
the love
malice is
is
not
jam
keeping malice
packed.
is not healthy. Not just about being in a relationship. As a person, what are the benefit of keeping malice? Tell me. You
It's
can
just your
you
space.
might feel very unhappy about certain things, but you might want to keep your distance. But getting into malice, I don't see any positive side of getting into being keeping malice with someone you claim you love. Like no,
Yeah. So, from what you've explained, like if you have issues like temper issues, anger issues, you need to work on yourself and don't push that to someone else.
exactly. Like and people and the truth. Like a lot of people don't understand. They have this um what do you call it, temper, they have temperament issues and you name it, but at the same time, um once that's highlighted, you want to work on yourself because I don't think anyone wants someone who's going to be very combative, aggressive, violence, you name it, like to get into fights. It's not even good for mental health. Like I don't know how people do it. Like it's crazy. You're
It's
thinking of
funny because I feel like some people thrive in
what it is.
struggles,
No,
which is
like they're
very,
striving. You mean people strive in toxic environments?
maybe,
What?
I don't know though, but I
Like,
think so.
but like it's not like I
However,
said to you as well. It's
whatever
not
is
just about
toxic is
them.
toxic.
So here's the thing. It's not just about them. What about their kids? People around
Oh,
them, because they're gonna influence their kids with their toxic behavior as well. Like imagine the kids growing up seeing they're used to dad and mom always fighting, breaking up everything in the house. They're gonna do the same thing to their partner when they get to a certain age as well. They're looking to get married and get into a relationship as well. So it's gonna be like a generational thing. People need to work on themselves as well. You
yeah,
you got to do self reflection, reflect, and see, hey, am I doing enough? Am I, and that's something we don't like to do. We always like to give ourselves credit, but we don't like to evaluate ourselves and say, hey, I think I'm like this, but I think it's gonna be fair if I improve on certain things so I can make myself a better version of I can make myself a better version of myself tomorrow or today. That kind of attract people to you. That's it. Be it at work, be it your relationship, your marriage, you name it.
totally. So I'm still gonna because while you were talking, I was just writing down some of the points you mentioned, and you mentioned something. You mentioned respect, and you mentioned that you want to know what the end goal of that relationship is about. Like we don't want to just jump into something. Where are we going? Um, so which obviously is the person involving you in their plans, and is the person intentional? When you
Yeah.
mention intentional, okay, so I remember, you know, that word is being used a lot these days. Like, oh, you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. Yeah, sure. I see that. No problem. So I'm just gonna put a little bit, add more. Some of the red flags you'll see. One of the things I want to add is lack of forgiveness and grudge holding. Like they can hold grudge.
What?
Jeez. See,
Yeah.
people like that just run away.
Yeah. Like.
They can't forgive. So it means that when you do something, they have it in their mind for a very long time.
Uh-huh.
Another thing is, greed and love for money. Like they can even sell you for money.
Yeah.
It's that bad. There,
Um.
this point I want to when I this point I want to actually highlight is laziness or lack of responsibility. You end up in a relationship with somebody, like they lose one job, they don't want to even get another thing. You're like, you know what, I'm so tired to get a job, or is it a lady that maybe, anyway, I don't want to even like go into a lady thing, right? But an example would be like some people are not like, let's say they have like maybe one kid and they'd be like, I'm just going to stop working for the rest of my life. You need to watch out for like these behaviors,
People
like
that are less ambitious, that's the word.
yeah, less ambitious, like they don't want to do anything, they're lazy, they
And
don't want
that's
to.
where we talked about, you having the same values. You want to be with someone that is highly motivated like you, is very driven, looking to
Yeah,
build well to you as well. Yeah, so you got to look at someone that's compatible with you, be it mentally, financially, be it physically, you name it as well. So, like I
yeah.
said again, like the things you can improve on, but there are certain things where if you have a partner who's very lackadaisical in terms of building wealth, and you are very passionate about, not even passionate, you want to build,
Well, but the
generational
partner
wealth.
is looking to spend.
Yeah, like
Well,
there's no compatibility there. Like
the
what I,
goals are not aligning for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So
So the
you
last two
gotta
I'm going
walk
to
away.
highlight is from, like I said, from a Christian point of view, is sexual immorality and lack of self control. So people don't even have control at all. And as a Christian, you want to go and you're like dating this girl or you're dating this guy and you're like, oh, let's get into this relationship, and they're just coming up with a lot of excuse like, oh, sorry is the devil, sorry is the demons, sorry is the what you say. That is a red flag, like,
Yeah,
the
someone
last
who's
thing I'm
not
gonna say
disciplined as
is,
well. Yeah, that's
sorry,
it.
do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, like
Right.
for okay. So, which gender will you say this is more common with?
I won't say it's common with a particular gender, right? Because you know how statistics can, like, if you
Mm-hmm.
look at gender, the culture affects which gender this is common with. There's
True.
a lot of factors around this. So you can't say, oh, it's very common with girls or it's very common with guys. No. It depends on where you grew up. Like some culture suppresses it in some gender, while some other culture promotes it in some other genders.
Absolutely spot
Yeah.
on.
So the last point I'm going to talk about before we close off is what's it called, uncontrolled anger and abuse. Someone is just always angry for every single thing. They're like picking on every single thing. That is one thing you want to look out for, because as you said, you need to fix yourself. I don't carry your damaged self to other people, right?
Exactly.
Work on yourself, because no one is going to be responsible for your uncontrolled emotional outbursts everywhere. So, closing off, I'll just get you to give us some green flag that people should take note in a relationship, and we can just call it a close.
Yeah, you want to be with someone that's right for you. That pretty much it's just pretty much more of the opposite of the red flags. More of people or more of your partner who's much more um you share the same value, provide the emotional support, you're looking to build as one, a man who's pretty much I'll say I'm gonna go with your word as well, for spiritual, for those that are very spiritual, you know a man who's trustworthy, and being intentional as well. So intentional in terms of he's very passionate about you as well. He wants to add value to you as a person, and this has nothing to do with money, not finance. Value could be skill, could be knowledge. He wants to improve you as a lady. He wants to make his lady, um the best in terms of is as a man. Also, I'll say he wants to make his woman very empowered as well, independent. He wants to make you independent as well. Just in general, a man that wants to invest in you. That's it. He wants to invest in you. He wants to invest in you. He's pretty much very open when it comes to communicating. He's also looking to always make peace with you, regardless of the situation as well. His ability to de-escalate things. That's one good thing as well.
Mhm.
For those
That's
that can
emotional
yeah,
maturity,
for
right?
those that yeah, that comes with maturity, and also comes
Yeah.
with, you're looking at the end goal as well. Yes, I mean, you don't like certain behavior, but we can work things out. Someone who's very proactive, optimistic. You're very optimistic about a lot of things in life. Um, someone who's got the love of God, someone who's very compassionate, very supportive emotionally as well.
Also,
You care about people, you got the fear of God, and you respect people as well. You're an happy person. There's so many. There's so many, like,
yeah, yeah,
um there's so
totally.
many. Yeah.
So you've actually listed like more than 10 at this point. Compassionate, like I'm gonna just add a few. So there's honesty, someone that is honest. Your yes should be your yes and your no should be your no. You're kind. So people are very wicked, you know.
Yeah, be a kind person. Yeah,
So you're
that's a word.
kind to your partner, you have
Everyone.
patience as
You're
well.
kind to everyone first. You're kind to
Everyone,
when
pretty
you
much, even
go out as well, the way you treat people outside, the waiters, the server, the bartenders, the way you treat people that you don't even know. That also, tells your partner your kind of person as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I like your comment about peace. You're a peacemaker. Like you just look for the peace. You're not
Mm-hmm.
looking for trouble everywhere you go.
No.
Like let it just be peace.
Peace, and I'll tell you something again. I think for
Yeah.
men, you know, that's something a lot of people, a lot of women, pretty much don't take too serious. I don't know. It's okay. No, I don't want to say don't take serious, but
What do you mean though?
giving, yeah, that's gonna be a different conversation. But giving your man peace of mind, trust me, men love peace of mind.
How do I give you peace of mind?
Yeah, like I don't want to say don't nag, but you know how to give your man peace of mind. He feels happy being around you, being at home. If you have a partner where he's not always looking forward to meeting you, always want to spend time with with his friends, no, there's a problem there.
So
Your
now,
part
from your statement, you're putting it upon the woman to give you peace.
not necessarily give peace. No, I didn't say you
So
find
you
peace
said no.
for
If a
yourself.
man that doesn't come home, like I don't
It's an
understand.
example, like so. When I mean don't come home, like if you're the kind of person where or kind of man whereby man, yeah, but it's even both ways. Sorry, I don't
It
make it
doesn't even
man
start. You
thing.
should. I think what you should be saying is, how did that start? It did not just happen. We need to look into the root of those things because it can just be maybe there's something that the lady is complaining about that. So if I'm complaining about, oh, why are you always picking this girl's call, or why is this girl calling
Okay,
you, or why is this
that's
girl coming?
disrespectful. There, why are you engaging in the conversation with another woman when you're in a
So that's
no
the one
that
that thing you want to do. Some people can be acting up.
yeah
Now you come home and you're like, she's not giving me peace.
no you deserve no peace for that. No, why would
So
you do
that's
that
the
in the
thing.
first
That's why I
place?
want to make sure that you're
So I
telling
mean,
your
in
I'm responsible
general,
to
like
give you peace. So I shouldn't
when there's
say
no
anything.
trouble. So when there's no trouble, there are things where you don't need to nag over all the time. You have to bring maturity to things as well. So that's what I'm just trying to say. There's some things where you don't have to drag and drag and drag. You know, you're both adults. You both can resolve things in a much more mature way.
Okay.
Um,
I
so
really love
the
this
man,
example
the,
that
the
you
man
said
as well.
about peace.
The man as well. You don't want to stress your partner, your female partner as well.
Okay.
Let her have peace of mind. Help be helpful as well in the house.
So I know how a man can have peace of mind. An example is don't
Fantastic.
nag. No, hold on.
Yeah,
Don't nag. Like, be respectful, give him the respect that he needs. How can a woman have peace of mind?
I also mentioned that as well. Peace of
Hmm.
mind when you know
For a
your man.
woman perspective, let me know.
Yeah, from a woman perspective, some men are just too demanding. They want their woman to do pretty much everything in the house for them. Let her feel valued as well. Relieve her from certain pressure. Be it in the house, be it at work. Um, I think those are the few, but there are definitely many ways you can give your woman peace of mind when she knows you're trustworthy as well. She doesn't have to worry about my man is out there. He's pretty much doing doing something
Oh,
shady or
people already
something.
having hypertension on
Yeah,
that already.
that's a big one. To be honest, that's a big one. Peace of mind when you trust your man. Your man is very trustworthy. His word is his word. You don't have to worry too much to say, hey, is my man doing something shady behind the scene there? I think that's one of the biggest for women, if I'm correct
Oh,
there.
that's one of the biggest peace of mind.
Yeah, peace
Anyway,
of
so I'm
mind.
not.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's it. Cool.
Okay. Anyway, so I think we've come to the end of this conversation. Thank you everyone for tuning in and viewing. We really appreciate your coming in, your comments, your likes. Like I saw some likes, some comment, like Love you guys. So I'm gonna get you to do a shout out to your people, Olua.
Oh, great, great. I'll say, to be honest, I think this is my first or second. I don't often come live. I was very excited when you told me about this, and I think it's something we should engage more as a people. We're looking forward to we doing more of this, and I'll say I think it's been an awesome session.
Yeah.
Very educative as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one as well. Um, yeah, and I hope everyone is having an awesome time. Wherever you are, it's weekend. Do have fun. Stay good and be good rather, and have fun, enjoy yourself, be happy.
Be
Yeah,
happy.
yeah,
And
be
one of the things I want to
happy.
say is you're responsible for your own happiness. Don't be
Yeah,
depending
exactly.
on another
Yeah,
person to make you happy. Like
yeah.
nobody can make you happy except
You
yourself.
gotta bring happiness. You gotta make yourself happy first. Then your partner can also add up to that as well. So you gotta have something that
Mhm.
makes you happy. Then
Yeah,
from there you can elevate your level of happiness with your partner as well. So that's it.
totally. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Loa, for joining us. We'll hopefully
Appreciate it.
see you in our upcoming episode. We're
Awesome. Yeah, sure.
hoping to do this like every weekend, but on God is our strength. So let's see.
Yeah, and just to say this as well, I just want to
Yeah.
touch base with regarding your session from yesterday. I'm not sure if people had the chance to look up your profile. I think you did a fantastic job there, educating people on how to utilize AI. Fantastic. So you all can go there. She, pretty brief and well detailed as well. You can educate yourself on what AI is as a tool and how you can optimize and utilize AI in whatever thing you do or work. So for me, I'll say when you're less busy, go to our profile, look it up, and you can maximize what you do using AI tools.
Yeah, thank you for that. Totally. I do have it on my YouTube channel. So, guys, get on my profile and check out my YouTube for that video. And thank you so much, Chilua, for that comment. I really
Yeah,
appreciate it. All
yeah.
right, thanks
Thanks.
everyone. We will go off live now and hopefully we'll see you another time. Bye.
Awesome. Bye, bye, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for. Have a good day.